Hi, guys. Was that transition okay? I am hoping so. Hi, Gina. Hey, Rob. Hi, Resin. Okay, my chat is not where I thought it was supposed to be. Give me just 1 second. First, can y'all hear me? Gina, Rob, Resin, can you guys hear me okay? Let me make sure that's okay. Good. We'll talk about that transition in just a second. Let's see. Sound is good. Okay, good. Hold please for just half a second. I want to see. I made a little area for my chat so I don't have to look on my phone, but I don't see it there. So hold on. I'm hoping that that's going to not, if I just minimize. So I'm hoping we're learning, you guys. We're learning as we go. Okay, so restore the chat. I'm going to restore it here. And then I am going to go live chat. And then I'm going to pop it out. Hold on. Pop out chat. Gosh, I love when things end up working. Okay. We're going to also talk about the chat here in just a second. We're going to get a little personal about the chat. But okay, we're all still good, right? We can still see, hear all the things. I think we're good. Oh, I can kind of hear you on my phone. Okay, I think we're fine. Okay, so, great. Let's see. Okay. Hi, Molly, winner today. Thank you so much for posting that link in the bod squad. I appreciate that very, very much. I was like, oh man, I don't know how to get that link. So thank you for that very much. I appreciate you. So I think I think we're going to be good with the chat. And here's the thing. I very much, I have a new format because for me, I need a structure. And I like to plan things out, obviously. So I have a new format. You can kind of see it there, what to expect today. And granted, these are not, and I think it's a little funny because I'm like, here we are, block timing. You got to stay within the amount of time you've given things. But the only unknown in all of this is me. And there are times when I will just talk. We'll get completely, totally off track. My goal is to keep these to an hour 15. That's the goal. But as some of you who've been with me for a really long time know, we sometimes can just keep going. Hi, Molly. Hi, Hockey Arcade. Christopher Ty. Hi, guys. I love to see the little my badges. Love that. Super cool. Okay. Today was just kind of side note, like sitting down right before we started. When you prepare, and I have prepared this week, I made notes after last week's live stream. I'm going to keep doing this because I do think that when you are prepared, you're so much less stressed and you're so much less anxious. And when you're ready to tackle something or do something new and you've tried it several times, you have a little bit of that game plan, then all of that anxiety very much goes away. So if you are anxious about something, the key is to learn about it, to plan about it, all things as such. So, okay, let's get into kind of the new format here. So I know some of you know because some of you are actually from my Studio Fit Club, but I am a body coach. It's a beach body coach. I have been one for years and years. absolutely love it. It is not my focus. Like, I'm not building a team currently. I'm not adding to my Studio Fit Club group. I'm not doing any of that. It's not what all of this is about. However, what I realized was in the building of my team, I created systems. I created a coach academy to get all of my leaders kind of on the same page. And we would have weekly team calls. And I loved them. I loved prepping for them. I love the feeling of after when I've shared. We've shared together. I love that format. And that format is definitely something that I want to implement here into our live streams. Hi, B3. Thank you so much for your $10 American monies. Listening in while driving and running errands. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. That's amazing. And Gina, if I didn't say, welcome to the social club. We did get members, and I'll also tell you. So last week, my schedule got completely thrown off because Rob said, if you're going live, you got to have members so people can get badges and you'll have emojis. And I was like, oh yeah, totally forgot about that. Took the entire day, scrapped everything off that day just to create the memberships. Totally worth it though. Very exciting to have them. I feel like it's makes you professional, right? So, okay, back to our format. Here is I want to explain a little bit of how we'll do it from now on. This is a little bit of a longer intro, obviously, because I want to explain a few things. And hopefully, first of all, Gina, thank you so much for being a mod. Resin, thank you so much for being a mod. And these are things if you want to take notes. Rob too, obviously. But I kind of want to explain the chat reading and a little bit of why we're going to do things the way that I am going to do them. A little bit of background for anyone coming in. And if you're watching the replay, love the replay crew, please let me know. If you are, just type replay in the comments so I know who's coming in and watching after we go live, because I am very aware that this time on a Saturday, especially if you have littles, you're probably at football games or basketball games or whatever, right? I know it's a busy time. Hopefully you can join live, but if not, the replay is always going to be there. In fact, I created a playlist for it too, so they'll be super, super easy to find. See, and that's what, format. So a little bit of the background is that Rob live streams. So my husband is Rob Finds Treasure. He is a coin hunting, metal detecting channel. I know a lot of you know this, but for anybody who might not, I want to give a little bit of the background because I know some of you who are from Rob's community, our coin hunting community, which is amazing, by the way. You're going to be like, what? Why is that an issue for you? So I started helping Rob. He hunts coins each week. He hunts half dollars. He's looking for silver. When he started live streaming, the first several was it's overwhelming because he had a lot of people going in live, and it just became, there was paperwork that needed to be done, like behind the scenes stuff needs to be done while he's doing what he's doing. I came in just to be a good wife and to help. I know nothing about coins, like nothing. I've learned over the years because we've gone live every single Wednesday and Friday for years and years and years. For as long as I can remember, it feels like forever. So my job, my one job was to read the chat. Now, the way my brain works is that when I see moving text, I see one big blob. And it was something in the very beginning where when I think Rob and I realized that our brains work very differently. And I see a whole bunch of letters and it's just kind of like bleh. So I had a really hard time with keeping up with the chat, with reading the chat. I have since, and I do believe that this is something everybody should take away, is if you have a problem or an issue with something, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to address the issue, and it's okay not to get it right. There were so many comments that I had missed. Even this last live stream here on my channel, I missed a lot of comments because I can't do two things at once. It isn't how my brain works. I'm not a good multitasker. When I have to read something, listen to something, and focus on something else, I can't do it. It was also another reason why I hesitated to do live streams, even though like I've wanted to do this for a really long time. But I knew I had sometimes a problem with reading and keeping up with the moving chat. So in Rob's live streams, for the first several, and I think he can attest, I would cry at the end because people would get mad because I wasn't reading their comment. And Rob would get emails from people who were dear to us, like, she doesn't like me. I would get messages in my DMs like, are you mad at me? Do you not like me? Why aren't you reading my comments? And I'm like, because I don't see them. So you grow a second skin, I think, when you're live for a long time, and you kind of got to let those things go. However, I realized that was an issue and I needed to fix it. And the way that I did that was exactly what Nick just did. Tag me. And I would say, if you want me to read your comment, you have to tag me. And so for those of you who are coming in here, and you're from Rob's community and you are on our Wednesday and Fridays, this is my explanation, because I'm not going to be there and be like, hey, my brain works a little bit different than probably most people. I need you to tag me. I just say, if you want me to read a comment, tag me so I can see it, because I can follow the orange box around my name going up and I can read it so much easier. Because other than that, a moving chat is really hard for me to stay focused on. Now, that being said, I want to structure my live streams a little bit different in that, and I hope this is going to be okay. We are going to tweak up all of this stuff. All of this, we're going to tweak it up as we go along. We're going to see what works. We're going to try new things, because this truly, talking about what we talk about every week, is my passion. Like, I love it. Even walking into this room earlier today, I was like, I can't wait to get into all the things. So this is something that I love, but I'm going to have to figure out how this is going to work for me and you, and how kind of, we put everything together. And I see Rockzilla, you said, have Rob read the chat for you on the lives. And so absolutely, he offered that. But I can only focus, again, the way my brain works, I can only focus on one thing at a time. So if I am filling out my planner and he's asking me questions that you guys are asking, I'll lose my train of thought. I'll lose track. Even after last stream, like I said, I made a bunch of notes right after. I just grabbed a blank piece of paper and I made a bunch of notes of what worked, what didn't work, what I wanted to change, how I wanted to change things, because last week when I did my planner page, I actually didn't even complete it. Like, I was very much, what I felt like was all over the place. So this week, I want to finish my planner, because that is what this is all about. Like, I truly want us to get in the habit every single week of planning out your planner. Yeah. Yes. We are very supportive of each other, for sure. And he absolutely asked, and I'm like, there's no reason for it. He would just be a distraction for me. And we will get to the talking. So, again, kind of what to expect in the formatting. We'll do a few minutes every single live stream. I'm not even going to tell you how long it took me to try and figure out that intro and have the timer start when the beat dropped. Like, way longer than it probably should have. But that is what we are going to always start with. And then we're going to jump right into it. But I am, for the first 5 or so minutes, where I will come in and I'm going to read the chat. And I'm going to, kind of try to engage then. And then we're definitely going to do it at the end. Because what I then want to do is I want to work on filling out the planner. I have music. It is the music from my channel. So if you watch my videos, you know what the vibe of my music is going to be. I have 2 different kind of soundtracks, and I'm going to ask you guys as we get going how I'm going to situate, and if it's going to be too loud, and if it's too loud for me, things like that. So what I want to do is I'm actually going to put some music on. I hope you grab your planner. If you need a planner, grab it. I have my own downloadable printable. If you have a printer at home, you can print it out right now. It's on sale right now for $2.77. It's 50% off through Friday, the 14th, because we have new things coming out on the 15th. I'll share that later. But if you need something right now, you're more than welcome to do that. If not, grab whatever planner you use, because it's not about selling you what I have. I want you to use what works for you. This system works for me. I know it works for a whole lot of other people too. So that's why I share the way that I do things. And obviously, I think that the way I do things is the best, or we wouldn't be here. So that being said, the process is going to be that we're going to actually take about 15 minutes to fill out the planners. And then I'm going to kind of explain my process going through it, and maybe give you guys tips and share how I go through it and how I complete this, so that it isn't overwhelming. Because I do know, because I've felt it before too, like when you look at a blank page like this, it can very much seem overwhelming, because when you look at the way my weeks look at the end, they're pretty full, and to know this, and you're like, well, how do you know what to write there? Well, those are the things that we'll talk about, because like I've said before, this process, blocking out your time, working from a to-do list, has been the way that I've done things for 20 plus years. 20 plus years. Block out your time, work from a to-do list. It is, for me, the easiest way to do it. It is the most simple system that you can implement immediately. But it does take a little bit of planning and preparation and kind of having an idea of what it is you're wanting to get done each week. But if you're wanting to be a productive person and get things done, you're going to make time for those things. So it's all about prioritizing. It's all about really finding your footing. And then once you create kind of a game plan for your weeks, as the weeks go on, you can tweak them up and figure out what is going to work for you. Try new things. Some things will work, some things won't work. And when I talk about my game plan, this week I'm actually needing to switch it up quite a bit. And because some things are not working for me. And I'm going to share all of that with you guys. And it really is an in the moment, let's plan out the week, and I'll show you how to tweak things up and how to make things make a little bit more sense. Okay, so let me stop for a second, read the chat. Getting squirreled is strong with you. 100%, which is why I need to stay focused. You love how the screen looks? Thanks, Gina. I do too. I am absolutely in love with the Live Happy Label hibiscus. We worked really hard on that. Love. Rob is a good man, being supportive and letting her run it the way she wants. Yep. And hopefully I do the same. And I know on his live chats, because I know nothing about coins, we end up talking about all the random things like food, movies. What are you eating for dinner? What are you doing this weekend? Like weather. Because I am a squirrel and I do chit chat quite a bit. So I bring like this weird level of all non-coin related things. But I feel as though that makes it more community, right? So we're not just sitting there. And I don't know, you guys know, Rob's a cool guy. So to get him talking about other things is always a lot of fun too. I'm switching up my planner to half-hour increments. Yes, absolutely. If that works for you, which is why it is blank on this side, you get to do whatever it is that you want for that. Thank you, Molly. It's evident here, everyone is appreciative of your talents. I appreciate you very much. At the end of the session, please explain how to obtain channel memberships. Yes. So in the description box, because I don't know how to post it to the top yet, Rob, I'm starting a new list of what to do after the streams. Pin link to top. I'm going to start my list already. I will, so that it'll be easier to access, but you can find the link to see what the perks are for the memberships. And I have 3 memberships. The social club, which gets you the emojis. I have 3 tiers. So the social club gets you the emojis and the member badge. The collective gets the newsletter that will go out the last Monday of every single month. Just time management tips, recaps, things like that. And then the level 3 is the studio, which obviously is also all of those other things, and coupon codes for Etsy. Right now it's just Etsy, but as you'll see on my to-do list, I am having to make some decisions this week on if we stay with Etsy, do we move to Shopify? I have to look at all the things. There are so many things that you have to look through to make decisions like that. So, but right now the coupon codes are in there if you become a member, right? The other thing was, sorry, hold on. This is why I like that it's like just us. Post pin to the top of the link and then Streamlabs announcements. Email. Okay. And as we go through week after week, we're just going to add a whole bunch more stuff. So that is what the members are all about. And see, we're already 25 minutes in and we haven't even started on the planner. At the end, once our planner is done, I'm going to share with you some of my notebooks. And I'm going to be like, see, I have been using this strategy for years. This is 2006. I have planners. This is my Erin Condren planner from 2014. Like, I really have been planning out my life for a very, very long time. Hi, Kristen. Good to see you in here. Hi, Big Todd. I see you in here too. A lot of the coin community coming in. Appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing. Okay. So I hope that kind of makes sense for why we're going to do things the way we are. When I'm filling out my planner, we're going to have music going. I'm hoping you're filling out your planner too. Mods, I'm hoping that you are filling out your planner with us. Resin, Gina, grab your planner. Let's do it together. Rob, you kick out the bots. That's your job now, because I don't really want them to have to read that chat. So let's go ahead and get into that. I will tell you, and I'll come back in and recap after we do this. I'm hoping this will only take 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. But I know that this week I am switching things up. I need to carve out time for doing a power hour each day. Again, I'll explain what all of those things are once I get them in here. I know that I need to possibly just do one video this week instead of two because I need to create a website. And even if I don't create a website and I just stick with Etsy, which I'm not leaning towards that, to be honest. I'm leaning towards creating a website because I have so much more creativity with it. Etsy is just, it is what it is. Your page looks like whatever it looks like, and you can't move things around. And I'm very much I want to move things around, even if it's just like a quarter of an inch. Like I want to move things if I can. So there are definitely big chunks of time that I need to implement. And if you saw or remember from last week, I was actually a day behind because Rob and I, instead of filming a video, we did some extra things. But I have, the way that my last week worked was that on Mondays, I do video creation. Tuesdays are my filming days. Wednesdays are my editing days. Thursdays filming, Fridays editing, and then obviously Saturdays and Sundays I kind of try to keep as open as I can, kind of like those refresh days or get things done that I didn't do throughout the week. So those are things. Hi, Melissa. I see you in here. Hey, girlfriend. But I have to change things up this week. And that's what I'm going to do as I'm looking through my planner. That is kind of what my game plan is going to be this week. So here we go. I am going to play music. I don't know how this is going to work exactly. I will say headphone users, take them off for a second. And those of us who might not have headphones on, let's play. Because one of my biggest pet peeves is when there's a sudden loud noise. And I know for headphone users, it's so hard. Because I'm going to play this music and I want you to tell me if it's a good volume. Okay? Okay. And is there echo? Because if there's echo, then this isn't going to work. Okay. What do you think? Good? Oh. When you turn on your head, the microphone gets... Oh, when I turn it this way? Like, is that better? That way? Okay, so that it's very subtle. It's good. It's fine. Rob's going, stop talking. Get going. Okay, cool. We're good. Now, again, I'm not reading the chat. So, let's have at it. What do I do with my pen? Here it is.
Jumping from cliffs so high, trusting our wings to fly. Sometimes we're crashing down, but we get up and start from the ground. And I really wanna know if I figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high.
It would be cool to add a timer to the screen too. Like, put 10 minutes on the clock. We'll look into that. I've got my calendar out. And what I'm going to do is look at the week, and I'm going to plug in up top right here. I'm going to plug in what's going on this week.
You said that you needed me, like a cargo, you would carry me. I just hope you know my depth, even though it makes no sense. Sometimes I'm broken, too much of emotion. Sometimes I'm the light, wanna pick a fight when everything seems so good. I guess I can't help myself. Would you let me fall in the dark? I'm calling up 'cause I'm right under the stars. Would you wanna me leaving this bar? But baby, you're the one who's breaking hearts, the one who's breaking it. I said that I needed you, like a late night with someone that I knew. I just hope you won't get hurt. I just hope you've been through worse. Sometimes I'm broken, too much of emotion. Sometimes I'm the light, wanna pick a fight when everything seems so good. I guess I can't help myself. Would you let me fall in the dark? I'm calling up 'cause I'm right under the stars. Would you wanna me leaving this bar? But baby, you're the one who's breaking hearts, the one who's breaking hearts.
Ooh, you know what else would be good? Is on this screen, when we're doing this, have a flashing thing that says, go plan. Reminded me because Rob just said, I guess I'll go make my to-do list. Getting a list going here. Love it.
Sometimes I'm the light, wanna pick a fight when everything seems so good. I guess I can't help myself.
I am referring to, because I keep looking back and forth, I'm referring to this last week and figuring out how I'm going to tweak up how my last week went and how I'm going to implement it into this week. So that's what I'm doing right now as I'm going through my hours. So now I'm filling out exactly what I know we're doing for sure. Now I'm looking at what I want to implement this week, and I'm going to figure out where I want to get these things done. I'm very much debating on if I'm doing 1 or 2 videos this week. I did not have extra time this week, and if I want to add in a whole chunk of time, like creating a website, I need chunks of time each day, which means something has to come off. The only other really big thing, filming day here, that's for next Tuesday. I think we can do it. I think we can do it. We're going to implement. Through 5. Edit session. Power hour. This has to be an edit. This has to be an edit, and that edit is gonna be long. That is a long edit. Regular edit, day in the life. I talk to myself. Hi Anna. Hi John. I like the timer idea too. Hi Tanner's World. I don't know if I said hi earlier. Okay. See? Squirrel. Okay, so Monday I'm going to have to dedicate most of that day. Okay. Monday it is. Website work. Power hour. We'll need one here. Blah. Okay, I think we're good. Post office, get ready. Post office, get ready. Oh, so I'm texting my daughter. Can she get my in? Do hair on let's see. What's your latest appointment on Tuesday? I just texted Kaylee and I am asking her what is her latest appointment on Tuesday. Because we'll get that in and I might have to move these things around. And if I do, if she comes back and says her appointment is like 4, then that's when this comes into play. Lifesaver. Hi, Molly. Thank you so much for being part of the collective. I appreciate you so much. So exciting. Hi, Tiffany. T. Gruitt. Hello. See, and then you guys are talking, and I'm like, what are you doing? Whiteboards are good too. Yeah. Okay, stop it. I'll go back and read those when I'm done. Stay focused. Okay, we'll wait for Kaylee. We'll leave this open. Go from there. It's one of my favorite songs.
How come the stars come to shine when it's dark? From so far away, show us where we are. What makes the sun go to sleep every night? And what's it dreaming of? I wonder. How come the sky sometimes hides behind the clouds? Maybe it's just like me, a little bit scared of heights.
Sorry, I forgot to move it.
Always keep on going down when it's gray outside.
Hi, Kathy.
It really makes me wonder.
Well, you're in the right place, Kathy, for sure.
Yeah, it makes me wonder.
It's like my two worlds are coming together right now. Like my girls from the Fit Club, from Team Live Life Happy. You guys are here. Plus our coin community people. Like,
How come the trees
makes me so happy.
when it's cold? And don't they miss the leaves?
Oh, good. Oh, good. Thank you, Molly.
Could it be to make the ground
I'm glad. I hope it wasn't hard.
until winter comes?
Okay.
Until winter comes.
All right. So
It
YouTube.
really makes me wonder. Yeah, it makes me wonder. It really makes me wonder. Oh, I wonder. How come the stars come to shine when it's dark? From so far away, show us where we are. It really makes me wonder. Yeah, it makes me wonder. Oh, I wonder. I just wonder. It really makes me wonder. Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, it makes me wonder.
Okay. I am pretty much done. Oh, Gina, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Gina just gifted 5 memberships. Oh, that is awesome. My pen, so it is the Pilot G2. It's the Pilot G2. Looks like that. Absolute favorite pen in the whole entire world. I've used it for years and years and years. I used to like the Pentel RSVPs. I like those a lot too. But I like this as a smaller barrel. This is my go-to. Okay. I think we're good. Like I think we're good. Okay, so we're gonna awkwardly, we'll wait for the end of this song and then we'll be done. But I think we're good. Kaylee has not responded to me. Can you guys still hear me okay when I see these are things I'm gonna have to watch this back and figure out what works and what doesn't. Like I said, we'll definitely have to tweak as we go. Okay. Let's talk about it. How many of you guys actually planned your week with me? Gringo was gifted a membership. Tanner's World. So cool. So to be gifted a membership, and if you want to see what the member perks are, just look in the description box, click that link and it'll tell you what the perks are. And you have to somewhere, I don't know where it is, but you have to allow gifts on your channel to allow a gifted membership to be applied to your account. Okay, good. Anna was gifted a membership. Penny Finder gifted a membership. Super cool. Okay, let's talk about it. So what I've done is I knew that I wanted to carve out time to build out my website. That is right here, website work. So I have pretty much all of Monday to create a website. Wish me luck. We may have to end up working a little bit later throughout the week to kind of get all of that situated and make sure that I finalize it. But I'm feeling pretty confident in the research that I've done that to build out my website, I am going to be able to do that fairly quickly. So I think this is enough. I'm waiting for my daughter to message me back and make sure that she can get me in. And I'm really hoping, because Tuesday really is the only day that is going to work. I also wanted to implement power hours. And what I have to do for my power hours is it's just basically time to set aside to check emails, go through comments on posts and videos and reels and shorts, go through any DMs, respond and reply, check into my Studio Fit Club so that I am checking in with my girls. I have, let's see, 3 Instagram accounts. I have my Facebook page. I have my planner Facebook page, which I completely forgot about it until yesterday. And I was like, oh my gosh, I got to add that to the list. So I have lots of different things that I want to check at least 2 times a day. I also have to be very systematic when I go through those checks, because if you have ever gone through, or if you're someone who has multiple accounts, or even if you just have Facebook and Instagram, you can bounce back and forth between different accounts for hours. You can go in to your Facebook and scroll through that, and then go into your Instagram and scroll through that. And so many times people are like, I don't know how I lost an hour of time because I've only gone in to check my Instagram or my Facebook. But if you're going through your feed, it changes every time you go in. So if you feel like you're missing something, it's because it keeps refreshing. So you can literally waste so much time going in and refreshing and checking, and I have to be very systematic about it. So I will, as I say, block out the time, which is going to be from 9 to 10, and a second power hour from 5 to 6. I'm feeling like those are good times to check in twice a day, make sure that I don't have any outstanding emails, DMs, I'm not getting distracted. I know that I have allotted time to get that stuff done. So that is what I do between those times right there. And like I said, if I am not systematic about it, I will squirrel all over the place. So I know I go into Charlani every day and I go through the likes and the comments and the DMs, and I go into my Live Happy Label planner and I go through the likes, the comments, the DMs, and then I go through the Charlani or the Live Happy Label home account, which is just my favorite one, just because it's my favorite things around the house. Anyways, so I go through that, comments, likes, DMs, anything like that. So I know I am at least twice a day catching anything that might come in, and things don't fall through the cracks, or I don't forget to go through those things for like 3 or 4 days, because I know that I've got it on a list and I know that I'm going to tackle that list between these 2 hours right here from 9 to 10 and from 5 to 6. So I know several of you guys are entrepreneurs and you guys are building side hustles. You have got to be very focused on what you're spending your time on, or else you are going to squirrel all over the place and waste half your day checking DMs and checking emails and making sure that you're not missing anything. So schedule it in. Make sure that it is a block of time within your day. So that was something that I wanted to make sure that I got in here, so I know that those are things I don't have to worry about. The website work, I've got some pretty hefty blocks of time here because I need to create a template or find one. I need to take pictures of the product. I need to write descriptions. I need to set pricing, right? I need to decide on how I'm going to handle shipping. I need a strategy for how I'm going to attack things. And when I have these bigger blocks of time, again, I have the block of time scheduled in, but I will be working from a list that says, create the template, take pictures, write descriptions, right? So you block out your time, you work from a list. Now, I've already got my list for this day is right here. Today's to-do list, and the way that I've structured it, I know that today, this is what I am going to do for the rest of the day. Saturdays and Sundays for me are always different. This coming Saturday, because we have a launch coming on Saturday, this day is kind of full. But Sundays, I will keep off. I don't want to plan absolutely anything on a Sunday. It is family day. I want to sit back and watch Netflix and catch up on all the shows that I didn't get to watch throughout the week. Sundays for me are, and technically no social media days, but I enjoy going through my social media. So sometimes I end up doing that. But I keep this day open on Sundays to do whatever I want. Sometimes it's working because I love what I do. But sometimes it's just also laying in bed and doing whatever I want. And then on Saturdays, obviously, we're going to do these live streams. And I am truly hoping that we get to build a community of like-minded people who want to be productive. That is my hope and dream. And I love, like, it almost... Well, it does make me emotional. I'm not going to cry. I'm not crying, you're crying. But I love seeing my two worlds come together. And I see my Beachbody girls in here. I see, my coaches in here. And I see the coin community in here. And I just love it so much. It just absolutely makes my heart happy. Okay. Yeah. Squirreling again. All right, so I think I have a pretty good grasp. I'm going to try to get 2 videos out today. Thursday is kind of a wash for me because it's an excursion filming day. It's an on-location filming day for me. So I know this day I'm going to be out and about. And then I know I am not going to schedule in anything on Thursday night because after that day, I'm going to come home and I'm going to be beat. I'm going to be tired. And I know creativity for me is absolutely not going to work. So I am going to keep that what I call white space. You need white space within your calendar. Number 1, white space is just when you don't have anything planned. You can do whatever you want. Sundays for me are all white space. Saturday afternoons are going to, usually they're all white space. So you kind of like hustle through the week to get to your white space, or you hustle through the day to get to the white space in the evenings. So that's what I've always called it. You're always striving to have as much white space within your calendar as you can. And seasons of life are always different. Like right now, I'm in the season of hustle and work and building a business and launching a new brand and launching notepads and creating a planner that I'm hoping is going to be out by the end of the year. Might not happen until next year, but we're going to work towards all of those things. So I am in the season of hustle, of working hard, of not having too much white space. I want to be productive with the hours within my day. That's just where I'm at right now. That could change in 6 months and I might have a whole lot more white space, or we might have a lot more travel and vacation built into our schedule. But that's not happening right now because right now we got stuff to do. we got other places to be and other things to do for sure. So my schedule is pretty much situated here. I'm going to keep my content days the way they are, but I actually have now changed because before I had all of Monday was my day to film the content for the week. I hated it. I would rather post on the fly, meaning for each of my social media accounts, I would rather post from the heart that day or even the day before. Like if I want to pre-plan the day before, that's fine, but I can't creatively plan a post on Monday for what I want to say to everybody, to the community on Friday or even on Thursday. It changes. And over the last several weeks, I have tried to pre-plan the week ahead to kind of free up time. It doesn't feel good to me. I would rather post on the fly and post what I'm truly feeling on that day. So I'm switching that up and I'm actually doing posts and creating posts from 8 to 9 every day and getting it out that way. I would rather spend that hour a day doing that so that it just makes me feel a little bit better. It just makes more sense for me. And then down here, so I have said before, this is kind of like your own personal accountability. This is your scorecard. This is your scoreboard. How did you do throughout the week? And this is not something that should be difficult. It's not something that is like, oh my gosh, I didn't do this and what a horrible week I had. No, it's just accountability so that you know that I wanted to do this week. At the beginning of the week, I set this intention, but I wanted to do it 5 days a week, but I only did it 1. Maybe next week I'll do better, because when you know what you are doing or what you're not doing, when you know you want to do something, this is a really good overview of what you said you were going to do and what you didn't do. Now, that has nothing to do with what kind of person you are, whether or not you're a productive person or not. That doesn't have anything to do with it. This is just like when you know better, you do better. And a lot of times you'll forget some of the things that you want to do. So the way that I have it marked off, if you're wondering what these are, I know that twice a day, which is why I put this box in half. I want to check in with my Studio Fit Club. I want to check in with my Etsy shop. I want to check into my YouTube studio in the comment section. I want to do those things twice a day. And then for each of my social medias, this is Charlani Every Day. You can put in your own acronyms for what it is that you want for you guys. Luckily, nobody's going to see your stuff. I'm sharing all the things here. But this is Charlani Every Day. Live Happy Planners, Live Happy Home. G or R means grid post or reel, and I will write that in. It'll either be a G or an R, and I will know. So if I'm like, why is my Instagram not growing? Oh, because you posted once this week, or you posted twice this week, right? Like this is just self-awareness and self-accountability. And this has been one of the biggest game changers for me, because it is for sure something that helps you stay on track and focused on what you stated you wanted to do at the beginning of the week. And then you calculate at the end. Every Sunday you go through, well, how many days did I do that? And then you can kind of see visually where you're at. I am a visual person. I can't remember whether or not I posted to my personal account on Tuesday, right? Like, I don't know. I hope to do it every day, but I don't know all the time. This is something that will help you to keep track of things like that. And you can have anything on here. So I have now, if you download this planner page, if you download that, again, the links for these are in the description box. But here are some things, you'll get these too, by the way. These are just templates, ideas. So this would be like a working mom lifestyle. I give you kind of like an example of what your week will look like. And then some of the things that you might have down here, you might have to remind yourself to get in a 30-minute workout, drink all the water, eat veggies 3 times. Like, your priorities are going to be very different than the priorities that I have set here. Somebody who is an entrepreneur in the season of hustle is going to have very different things than somebody who is a stay-at-home mom, but a busy mom who has carpool and's got to take kids in all the places. Your list is going to be very different than somebody else's. And the truth is, everybody's list is going to be different because everybody else wants to do different things, right? Everybody else has a different priority. Everybody else is in different seasons of their lives. So this will change even within your own life. Like, different chapters of life are going to require different daily actions. So, and then obviously, I believe that you need to keep your goals front and center. So I have my 3 yearly goals, I have my 3 monthly goals, and then I have my weekly goals. And because I see these every single day, it's always front and center. I know what I'm working towards. I know what I'm working hard towards. Now, that being said, just a couple of things that I want to touch on, because I have a couple of other things I want to talk about. But there are, what I like to say is the ultimate productivity strategy. And the first thing is, and there's 4 things. The first thing is, you know what, before I go into this, questions. Let me see where we're at. Let's see. I am retired, so my organization needs are different. Absolutely. So maybe you don't need to plan this out like this every single day. This might be too much for you because it's not necessary. Like, you don't have to be in certain places at certain times. 100%. That is a lot of people. You don't need to block out your time because you don't have a a schedule that needs to be that like spot on. But I do believe that everybody needs a to-do list. And even if it's just a piece of paper every day, just what are the things that you want to get done? What I do like about this though, even being retired, my mom is retired, and in thinking about things like this, because I was actually thinking to myself, Charlani, do you want to send one of these to mom, or do you think it would overwhelm her? Here's what my thought about it was. I will send it to her because I think it will make her focus on things that she wants to do. Because when you have goals, and maybe you're like, yeah, I'm in this stage of life, I don't really have goals. I don't think that's true. I do think everybody has some kind of goal, something to look forward to, something you want to do. Maybe you want to implement a new hobby, or maybe you want to learn about a new hobby, or you want to just learn in general, and you should set time aside so you know 3 times a week between 2 and 4, maybe that's the time where you set aside to learn something new. There's lots of different reasons why it would work, but I totally also get if you're not in that place of, I need to learn something or I want to do something. You're just in the place of, I just want to relax and garden all day long. Goals. But maybe just a simple to-do list every single day so that at the end of your day, you feel like you've had a productive day. Instead of, I am retired, so I don't have to do absolutely anything at all. If you set just 3 little things that you want to get done throughout the day, it just gives you a feeling of accomplishment throughout the day. I hope that makes sense. How do you stop the to-do list from overwhelming you? Okay, that's all about prioritizing. So let's go here. Because, so I was going through the questions before, but I wanted to kind of touch base on the ultimate productivity strategy, in my opinion, is, and because this is going to go right into what you're talking about, Melissa. So I do believe everybody needs a calendar, like just a monthly plain calendar to put birth dates, appointments, things like that are coming up that might not be this week, but they're coming up. So you got to have a place to put that. So I like things, by the way, but I like things to be simple and streamlined. Like everything has a purpose. The reason I have a calendar is so that I can put those future things in here. And then I also have my weekly planner. I also have my daily to-do list because I'm going to say it 1,000 times. Block out your time, work from a list. Now, here is kind of a little bit of a wrap up, if you will, of how all of this kind of comes together, because your to-do list can absolutely be overwhelming, but you have to prioritize. Like at some point, you have to knock things off the list. For me, I knew I wanted to add in website work this week, so I had to make the choice. Am I going to switch it up and make room for it and knock something off the list? Maybe add it somewhere else? Like you have to choose one or the other. And sometimes it's hard to make those calls of what is more important than something else. But that has to be a choice within you. And you have to know whether or not something is important, if something should be a priority or not. So your to-do list can absolutely become overwhelming, but I do think that to-do lists should be things that push you, but are manageable, like you can do them. Now, there are a bazillion things I want to do. So I have just a notebook, just a plain notebook here. And it is, I mean, like literally, it's just a notebook. Every single week, I will write a brain dump to-do list. Oftentimes, this list just gets transferred right over to the next week because there is no way I am able to do all of the things on this list. But every single day, I know that I have blocks of time that I get to work with. Every single day, I make myself a to-do list every single morning, and I will look at this right here because these are all the things that I brain dump every week, every day. If I have a thought, if there's something that I see that I'm like, oh, that's amazing. This is my running to-do list, my master to-do list. If you then look at this and you're like, oh my gosh, I have so much to do. That's a choice if you're going to let that overwhelm you or not. I'm just going to be super honest about that. That is a choice if you're like, there's so much to do. Don't look at it as a bad thing. Look at it as this is where we start. This is what we want to do. What do I have time for today? And what can I put on my to-do list to move the needle forward or to get a little bit closer to a goal? Like those are things that you can absolutely do. Yes, this can be overwhelming, but this should also alleviate stress too, because when you take everything, all the things that you have to do or that you want to do out of your brain, put it on paper, it alleviates so much of the stress and anxiety that goes on every single day. Because you know you're not going to forget it because it's here. You know you're not going to forget it because every single day when you go in to make your daily to-do list, you will be able to reference this and you know things don't fall through the cracks. So many things on here are things that I don't have to deal with right now, or it's like steps, gradual steps, which is what I am embracing in this season of life, is one thing at a time. Because if I were to look at the big picture of everything that I want to do, if I look at that big picture, it can be very daunting of all the things that I want, all the places I'm going to need to be, all the things I'm going to need to create. But when I break it down into bite-sized chunks on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, it becomes more manageable mentally, for me anyways. And that's why I love the concept of figuring out how you want to spend your days, how you want to spend those in those blocks of time, and then what you want to do with that block of time. And if on that website day when I am going through, I am going to prioritize what it is exactly that I need to work on. Am I on, the first hour, I'm going to work on creating a template. The second hour, maybe that's when I take my pictures of the product to put into the website. Then I will work on the descriptions. If I were to look at the big list of things that I have to do, take it one at a time, one thing at a time. Now, your to-do list of all the things that you want to do, you're going to have to figure out how to prioritize that. And I also kind of think that those are things that you can become so powerful. Keep yourself accountable by learning how to prioritize what's most important. You're not always going to choose right, but you are going to figure out things and strategies that are going to work for you. Okay. Okay, I'm going back up. So Melissa, I hope that helped. That's at least how I interpret the daunting to-do list, because the way my brain works, I squirrel everywhere and I want to do all the things. I have to have a structure set in place. This is my structure. Block out the time, work from a to-do list, know what's coming up, set your goals, prioritize the most important things to get done within the day. I got it. Thank you. I know you're probably gone now, Gray Fox. Thank you for popping in. John Blair says, I'm semi-retired, but there's housework, building a model railroad, writing a book, plenty to do. 100%. 100%. Hi, Jeanette White. Happy Easter, everyone, from a sunny England. Love. Happy Easter from sunny Texas. Rob, it's really nice outside. Kind of feeling like a gardening day might be coming out. Rob Backyard Gardener. That's his second channel. I actually became so bored that I took on a few clients, but it's only 4, maybe 8 hours a week. I'm a retired home health caregiver over 30 years. I miss my clients. Kathy, I do think that blocking out your time like this will work. I do. I think that this can absolutely work for you, especially if you're still doing things. And yes, boredom is a real thing. Boredom is absolutely a real thing. You need purpose. Everybody needs purpose. Like, you want to do something because it feels good. Okay. Oh, so that's another thing. What did I do with my list of... Here we go. Backyard gardener. Okay. Thanks, Rob. Backyard gardener. Social club. Love that. That is true. I feel like having it down keeps me from running everything in my head so many times a day. Brain dumps saved my life. Truly. Getting it out of your head, writing it on paper so you never forget it. When you're... And this is what I do. Even throughout the day, as I'm sitting here, I might be editing a video, and I'll be like, oh, I want to do that. Again, squirrel brain. I will write it down on this list right here so I won't forget it. There are things week after week that I keep transferring over from one, week to the next because it isn't a priority, but it isn't something I want to forget. It's game changing because then you don't forget about anything. I did. I need to do a brain dump. Time to buy new notebooks. Yes, absolutely. Brain dumps. Everything. I feel like I should do a video on it because brain dumping is everything. Truly, it is everything. Okay. Let's see. 12:21. Yeah. I don't know. An hour is just not going to cut it. For sure. So, have your calendar. Yes, have your calendar. Have a weekly plan. Have a to-do list. Doesn't have to be mine. Just have one. And then have a plain, regular notebook where you do your brain dumps and all the things. Now, if you are using my planner, it says right here, read your vision and review your goals. I think it should be something you do every single day. I have a vision that I have written out. This is my daily to-do here. I have this little tab. Can you see it? Wait. Why is it so hard? This little tab right here. And in it, I have written out my vision of what I want the future to look like in a perfect world. And then I read it every single day. I have on this, it's personal, so I'm not going to show you. I'm not going to read it to you. It's my stuff. But goals for myself, business goals, family goals, house goals, home goals, like all the things that in my travel, I want to remind myself every single day. And that might be woohoo for some people, and that's okay. I'm not a woohoo girl. I'm not. If I start reading a book and it's all this spiritual type stuff, I don't love that. But I think that having a vision statement of what you want your life to look like sets your day up to be more focused and intentional with how you're spending your time. Because when you know where you're headed, then you're going to be more intentional with how you spend your time, because you're going to want to get there. And if you can see and visualize what your life would be like in a perfect world that you have cultivated, it's a beautiful thing, and it can encourage you and motivate you and inspire you every single morning. What I have learned from teaching and motivating and inspiring other leaders is that it's one of the hardest things people had. So when we would get to, like in our coach academies, when we would get to the vision planning and the vision statement creating, was always the hardest thing. For me, it was always the easiest thing. I'm like, what do you want? You don't know what you want? Like, you don't know what kind of house you want to live in? And then people get into that structure of, I want that, but I'll never be able to do that. That's not true. That is not true. Make it a vision, make it a goal. Eventually it'll become on your to-do list. I have my vision written out, but I think I need to redo it. Yeah, Melissa, she knows. Melissa's been around with me for a while. It's got to be, like, you got to feel your vision statement. If it catches me on the right day, my vision statement will make me cry, because I'm so excited for the future and for what's to come. Like, it should make you feel something. It doesn't have to make you cry every day. I hate crying. But it should make you feel something when you read it and really, truly envision that being your life. Like, it should make you feel some kind of emotion. And I do think that every 3 months, every quarter, you should rewrite your vision. Even if it's the same one, rewrite it anyways. Tweak it up. Yes, movement is imperative too. That is, yes, movement, being healthy, making time to get a workout in, or going for a walk, or going for a hike. Like, even things like that. If you don't schedule it in, chances are you'll not get it done, for sure. And I know we're running late, and that's, if y'all need to go, I get it, but I'm not done talking. So I'm going to try, like I said, the one, and for the record, it was a little bit longer earlier because I had explanations to do. But, okay, so here is what I want to just touch on really quick. Because I said last week that I would show you some of the planners that I had. And like I said, so I have found a big bin of a whole bunch of my planners. 2006, I have been a block timer for a very long time. It is so fun to go through these things. And it's funny because look at Kaylee's out at 2:08. Robbie's 1:45. Here's what, and the way that I have structured my weekly planner is that, hi, Michael Smith. Welcome to the studio. Car logo Michael Smith. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. So as a mom, this is what I did. I would always block out my time. But this technically didn't really work for me because even though I'm blocking out time, this is just as AM, noon, PM. That for me was not specific enough. So I would write my stuff in and then I would work from a list, which was usually just a plain notepad. So I've been creating my own stuff for a very long time. Okay, I'm going to do it this way so that I can just lift things up. So that was 2005. I have another one for 2006 when binder clips were a thing. And then I would carry around notebooks like this. And this became my actual to-do lists. So that is always how I have structured my life. I did go through a stage of Erin Condren, but here's the thing. And for me, these planners were awesome and amazing. And I went through that phase for sure. These are more like a scrapbook rather than a productivity planner. They're beautiful. They're fun to go through. They're fun to look at. This was from 2015 when washi tape and stickers, and I know that there is a huge following for happy planners, things like that. But here is what I discovered. Let me see. On weeks where I didn't like my layout, I stopped using it. Thank you guys. Love the content. My wife watches Charlani and forced me to watch. Good. Big Papa. Who's your wife? Love her. Love that. So I went through an Erin Condren phase, but like I said, this is more like a scrapbook, and this was great for one period of life, but again, it wasn't exactly what I wanted. I liked the layout and I made it work for me. But again, there's no block timing in some of these planners. There's no, like that can be your to-do list, but where's the block timing part of it? So what I ended up doing, and here's like, and I did, like again, scrapbook world. I'm gonna totally go through these later. Here's a 2006 one, or 2016. Oh my gosh, all the washi tape. How much time did I spend each week washi taping? And then I came across the Erin Condren. This was 2017. And this is about the time where I was figuring like this stuff is not really working for me. Like I need more of a block timing type thing. And this is more of where I used made a to-do list. Like I would put little squares next to things. And then I eventually just was like, the sticker stuff is too much for me. Like I don't have time for it, and it's distracting. Like I would have to choose and make decisions. Do I want to use this really cool sticker, or do I want to make a productivity box in that? Like I would have to make those choices. So a lot of the planners that are out there are beautiful and fun. And what I want to say to you is use what works for you. And you'll know once you get something and you start working at it, you're going to be like, this works or it doesn't work. And two of my favorite planners, and where I got a lot of what I have in our planner, let me redo what I have in our planner here. A lot of I didn't make up these concepts at all. These are not concepts that I just created. These are all things, all strategies that I have chosen from some of the most popular planners out there, the Erin Condren happy planners, right? I like certain things and certain functions. Like I love the goal setting type things. So one of our Beachbody coaches, she actually created her own planner. And number one, never, it should be spiraled like that so that you can open it flat and write in flat. So that was the first thing I was kind of like, Meh. But then there are also like too many things to fill out on a daily basis. Like those are not things that I can do on a daily basis. Another thing is if you like, I love personal development. I love learning from leaders who have succeeded in their areas and their arenas of life. I love that. So Brendan Burchard is one of my favorites, and he created his own planner, which is this one right here. This is the high performance planner. I use this for a really long time, but here's the thing. Doing this every day, having to fill things out like that every day, that's too much. Like I don't want to do 10 things. Some people like prompts. Some people need prompts. I do not. So that for me didn't really work over time. It was kind of like, well, I'm saying the same thing over and over again. So maybe that's not something I want to utilize real estate in my mind. I'd rather just create something that was simple. But what I did take from this, instead of having 10 things and a whole bunch of other things added in here, which eventually I just stopped using altogether, I have created and added, like right here, the Make It Happen section, where you're putting your yearly, your monthly, and your weekly goals right here. So those are things that sometimes it's just too much. And there were so many planners out there that I have used and I have tried. I have other ones over there. I can't bring those. We're at an hour and a half. So, but there are so many other planners that I would buy because I'm like, that is so pretty. I love that. And then I would get it and it was overwhelming. The amount of stuff to fill out every day was just too much for me. And I felt like it was a waste. And then I would have a blank page and I would think that I didn't feel productive. And how you feel at the end of the day is what is the most important. I need a squirrel emoji. Stop. Melissa, I remembered using washi tape when I first joined your team. I know, it was a phase. It was a phase, big time. It did look like a test. All the circles, I know. I gave mine to Jess. It was the high performance planner. I think I used this for like 6 months. Loved it for the first little bit. And that's the other thing. Sometimes you'll have a planner and you'll love it for the first week or two, and then it just gets old. I just have always wanted something that was simple and something that could keep me productive and focused throughout the day, because truly, a squirrel all the time. And by the way, we're in the chit-chatting comments Q&A portion of the video. So the planning part's done. Okay, any questions? Charlani. Oh, thank you. Yes, bucket list. Oh, I could go on talking about vision planning forever. Oh. Okay, so. Okay, listen. Listen, you guys. Sneak peek. Our notepads came in. And I love them. I said last week I wasn't sure. I said in my day in the life videos too, like I didn't want to set a launch date because I didn't have the notepads in. And even if they were off just a little bit, I had to send them back. Like they needed to be quality and perfect. And I love them so much. So we've got the notepad. Looks like this. It's 50 sheets. And then I also have the daily to-do list. Oh my gosh. Hold. And then we also have a shopping list. So I have these 3 items, plus we have the stickers. I showed you guys those last week. And we're going to launch these on Saturday. So what I'm hoping is going to happen is I am hoping that I'm going to be able to get the website up and running and everything will be perfect. Or if not, these will be in the Etsy shop. I'm trying to move things from Etsy, but for convenience, since I already have the Etsy shop up and running, I think I can pretty simply and easily get these in there. So I have to make that decision, but these are here. Now, for those of you who have actually had my actual planner and printed it out, you know that, and here's, this is how long the planner has been in prototype phase. We have lots of versions of this planner. I have been tweaking it for years. A few of the girls who use that planner every day, they are here in the chat. We have been tweaking it up. I have taken feedback from them. Some of my girlfriends have these, they use them. I have been tweaking them to where this last planner that we created was near perfect. Like it is everything. So my plan, just kind of a sneak peek. Right now we're doing notepads. I am loving the notepads for a couple of different reasons. Number one, when you mess up on one, like last week, my page smeared because I had a to-do list and it like went all over my page. I would have just dealt with it and been annoyed every single time I looked at my planner page. But now I can just rip that off and I can do a whole fresh one. If you have an actual planner, or if you have something like this and you mess up on it, it's kind of like, nah, I'm not going to rip a page out of that. I am loving the version of the notepads. So we will always have the versions of these notepads because I am loving them for sure. However, eventually, big picture is to have an actual planner. And my thought is, it is to create one planner like this with tabs, a place for vision writing, a place for your monthly calendar, and it's going to be like a big, instead of having a to-do list, it'll be like a sticky note on the side. So it's a whole thing, but all of those things in time. For now, we have these, which again, these will be available next week. Our next Saturday, we're launching them at 2 o'clock Central Time. And I have to very much give myself dates and times because that is like a goal that is set in stone. So I have to get it done because I've said it. It's accountability, right? It's accountability. So, all right. Okay. We are at the end. Thank you guys so much. Like I said, we will definitely, I have things that we will work on. We are going to tweak up this process. As I said again before, I very much, that is what to expect, but I think I might adjust that as well, add 5 minutes to everything, because the only thing that is just, I want to tell you guys all the things all the time. So, thank you, Resin. I love them too. Yeah, I'm very excited about all of it. All of it, all of it. Thank you, Gina. Coming soon. 2 of the to-do lists. One's for, by the way, I do have on my list of, where did I put my to-do list? Right here. You see it? Non-botanical planner pages. So I am going to get the downloadable, exactly our weekly planners. I am going to get these onto the Etsy site as a download without the hibiscus. It'll just be like a minimalist planner. Because I know some people want that. And I get it. I mean, I don't get it because I don't know why you wouldn't want the hibiscus with a heart on the end. But that's okay. I understand. Okay, good, Resin. Good. Great to meet all the new people. Yeah. Every Saturday is the goal. Thanks, Jeanette. Okay, thank you guys again so much. Thank you for the new members. Thank you for the membership gifting. That's awesome. Thank you for the super chats. You guys, this has truly been something that I have wanted to do for a long time. I'm very passionate about talking about time management and helping people get organized within their lives and to start being more productive throughout their days, because that makes them feel better. It'll make you feel better when you feel like you've had a day of productivity. All right, guys. I will see you in the videos on my channel throughout the week, but I will see you hopefully next Saturday, same place, same time. We'll try and keep it to an hour and a half, 90 minutes next week. All right, guys. Bye.